What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another trade recap. We are actually up 3% on the day, a little bit over $80, $84 to be specific. And we did this by shorting the overall market. Now, going into this morning, we noticed that the market was overbought on a small scale and was going to be testing this moving average. Sure enough, it got rejected off of this moving average and pushed down and has actually been continuing to sell off even throughout the entire day. Now in SQQQ, we did a good job by locking in profits, but look at the move on this trade. Beautiful move, and we sold way down here. Now, the thought process behind these recaps is meant for you guys to not only learn from some of my mistakes and my success, not only to learn from my successes when I do make money, but also learn from my mistakes and what we can do better with every trade, right? Now, we'll never be the perfect trader, but we can strive to be the best trader possible by recapping our daily trades. I recap my trades daily. You should be recapping your daily as well, okay? So with that said, this move was amazing, and I'm actually getting FOMO right now, guys, because fear of missing out is there. I missed out on this entire opportunity, this huge move. We'd actually be up over $400 to $500 today if we held on to our position. We sold way down here, and we're going to talk exactly why I sold there. Okay. Now, moving into the actual trade here, we noticed that there was a lot of resistance, okay, a lot of resistance right around this resistance level right here, okay. As you can see, 434.14 was a really good resistance level because of yesterday's high that it created. Now, we did trade this yesterday. For everyone tuning in for the first time, we trade the NASDAQ market every single day, whether it goes up or down. We trade it. Sometimes we trade TQQQ. There's a trade there. There's a trade there. Sometimes we trade SQQQ. Now that the market's been selling off, we've been trading SQQQ definitely a lot more, right? As you can see here. So, and we've actually been very successful. We had a 12-day consecutive green streak, and then we had a loss, a very small loss, and then we had another 7 days winning streak, and then we had a somewhat bigger loss. Okay, so for everyone who wants to know more about that, definitely go back and check out yesterday's video. Okay, but we did take a loss yesterday because of the simple fact that there was fake news that came out. There was this huge push down. I sold and locked in profits at a high, another $100 day. Didn't lock in profits, ended up selling off and sold at a low, and resulting in a pretty bad loss, over 10% on the account. Why didn't I have a stop loss? I don't know. But today, it made us a better trader by understanding, look, we need stop losses. Stop losses are there to help us. And they actually don't even become stop losses once you're above your initial entry price and the stock ticker is above it. They don't even become stop losses in a way anymore. They become take profits. I could take profit here if it begins to come down. I could take profit here if it begins to come down. So yes, there's stop losses, but when it's above your entry level, we should be using them as take profits as well. And as that market or as the stock slowly pushes up, we can actually increase our stop loss. As it goes up, we can follow it up with it, okay? And I feel like we did a good job with that today on SQQQ on a very small scale. Now, we went live with our Learn to Earn team, right, for about 2 hours this morning. So we caught this entire trade on the live stream. You could watch my emotions behind it. When we caught this little rejection here, I thought about selling here, and I wanted to just wait and give it more time to play out. And it got above that moving average. And as it pushed up above this moving average, then I noticed it sell off, big red candles, and decided, you know what, we're going to go ahead and sell our 50 shares, guys. 50 shares at $46 even. So this yellow line right here illustrates $46. That's where I sold. Literally right there is where I sold. And hey, we're not here to beat me up or make this trade not good. Why did I sell there? Well, because I saw strong rejection. And I knew, look, we were up $115 on the live stream. Yesterday, we were up 125 and it pushed down so fast. It pushed down in like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and we went from up 120 to down 200. So I did not want that to happen today. Okay, I was a little bit still cautious, maybe a little bit still, um, you know, little PTSD from yesterday, right? A little bit stress from yesterday. So I just locked in profits. I said, you know what? We're just going to lock in profits. It went from 112 to $84 in just a couple of minutes. We sold 50 shares at 46 and we did a great job. We bought down here at these levels when we saw areas of consolidation. It was started to see less lower lows. Do you see this? Less lower lows and less lower highs. So we bought a few shares. We bought 10 shares. We noticed it didn't go lower. We bought another 10 shares right around $44. As it crossed over this EMA, it validated that this was a good trade. I added another 20 shares at 44.19 and 44.33. Added my last 10 shares at 44.73 as it was showing signs of it pushing up. A really great example of the 3 stages of reversal right here. 3 stages of reversal. Okay, and then sold at that first sign of resistance. Now, why did I sell here? Because there was pre-market resistance. If I draw the levels, this is what I was kind of looking at this morning, was this pre-market resistance right here was acting as or support, I would say, somewhat of a support slash resistance pre-market, was influencing my decision this morning. So it hit that resistance, I sold, I got out. Now, I don't like to do this usually, but today, I just want to showcase to you guys what a great trade setup looks like. By identifying that, look, this was still above this blue line, the 45-day moving average. It literally crossed over this line. If I would have waited just literally 2 or 3 more minutes, guys, 2 or 3 minutes of patience, right? I had patience buying into this because we're watching it way up here. So I had patience to buy in, but I did not have a lot of patience to hold. Now it pushed up, it bounced off this moving average. It validated moving average again as a support. What do you know? I sold at 46 and it pushes up that area at 46 and boom, there you go. You have a perfect trade following this moving average all the way up. It never breaks that support except for right here. So even taking profits at $49 could have been probably more realistic for me, because again, I'm not a perfect trader, okay? But more realistic, if I didn't sell at 46, I may have sold at this next pullback or this next pullback or this next pullback, right? More realistically though would have been right here when it crosses over the moving average at 49.50. That would have been the correct area to sell for another $4 in profit on 50 shares. Would have been a $200 day. Okay, so there's plenty of potential to make money with this 3 stages of reversal setup, waiting for confirmation, making sure it crosses over these moving averages, making sure that it's validating direction, and as it pushes up, validation of direction is there. And you just hold and you wait and you hold and you wait. Now, I did have a stop loss this morning. I pushed up the stop loss to 46. It went up to 46.50. I even thought about locking in at 46.20, 30, all that. But I had a stop loss and I held true to it. I said if it hit 46, I would stop out. I'd lock in 3% on the day. And that's more than enough for this small account challenge. That's what I want you guys to understand. You don't necessarily need to get the Hail Mary of all trades. Yeah, I may have missed out on an additional, 15%, 10%, but hindsight, feel like I did a great job managing my risk, making sure I locked in profits when I saw fit in the moment at that time. And that's all we can do as traders is not only, don't beat yourself up too bad, right? Don't beat yourself up if you have a loss or even if you fail to lock in more profits, right? What we want to do is make sure that, hey, we learn from our mistakes and we move on. We have a plan for moving on tomorrow. Yesterday's mistake of not having a stop loss literally created a better trader out of me. Now I know, okay, I use the stop losses. We can then decide where we lock in profits. I was already up $100, right? I was like, I'm up $100. I'm gonna lock this in. Boom, stop loss. It was set. at that point, came back down, pushed back up. We didn't know that in the moment. This could have definitely reversed. Now, we're not here to predict the future. What we're here to do is just want to understand direction of the market. And now, what do we do with this information? Moving into tomorrow. Well, QQQ is still selling off. It gets rejected off of this, right? The overall influence of the market is bearish. So we want to understand that, look, this is bearish overall. Keeps getting rejected off of these moving averages. There was a strong rejection on the 30-minute like there has been most recently, and another rejection here. Now, if this gets rejected enough, then it'll influence people to buy, right? So we're looking at a current support around 398. Now, people are also looking at that. There's other people here, obviously. There's hundreds, if not thousands and thousands of people that are looking at these same levels. If it gets down to this level, that'll be a key area, okay? So for anyone watching this video, some of these trades are already exhausted. SQQQ has pushed up so much. It can continue to push up to 60. I would have loved to held my position. Honestly, I wasn't able to, right? That's where I can be a better trader, by holding my position longer, especially when it's showing signs of upward momentum. When looking at the 5-minute chart, not once did it ever get below the 45-day moving average. And by being a better trader, I can understand that, hey, I should be holding this position longer by increasing our amount of money that we could be getting paid right now. This could be a 10 or 15% day on the account by shorting the market, by literally just identifying direction. So going into tomorrow, if QQQ sells off enough, then I would love to get into TQQQ for either another kind of a dead cat bounce where it pushes up to the moving average and gets another retest, which could be literally a $7 profit per share as well, 18%. Or we get into SQQQ tomorrow. If this kind of begins to flatline throughout the night, if it doesn't get up to that level overnight, then if you got in even now watching the video around $55, $54, you could potentially see this go up to $60, which was a previous resistance, for another $5 to $6. So right now, we're in that middle kind of like 50-50 ratio, or that 1-for-1 ratio, risk to reward. The thing would be getting in here and loading up and holding. We were in a great position, and I sold. Locked in profits, happy to do it, but we sold way too early on a move that was, it was an incredible move, okay? Incredible move today for SQQQ. From where we, even just lows of $43 to highs of $53, that was a 23% profit, $10 per share. I had 50 shares, do the math, that's $500 as a perfect trader. Again, not here to beat each other up, but we're here to show you guys the potential of identifying direction and waiting and holding those profits, right? And this isn't the first time we made $80. We make $100, make $200. We make money on the channel. We make money on this small account. The thing is knowing when to lock in profits and when not to, right? Being able to hold out for these bigger moves is an area that I want to improve on as a trader when we move forward. I'm definitely becoming more consistent as a trader, right? Way more green days than red days, managing risk, except for yesterday. That was a big fail on my part. But at the same time, learning from those and growing, right? If you have 20 or 25 green days in a 30-day period, you're doing really well, as long as you know how to manage your risk on those red days. Lose very little while making sure you maximize your profits on your winners, okay? And that's what we're going to be working on moving forward. Consistency is there, green days are there. Now let's work on being a little bit more patient. I could be holding this right now, right? Increasing my stop loss as this goes up, and in hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So nonetheless, up 8%, up 3%, $84 on the day. And I hope you enjoyed the recap. Get inside my head. Go watch the live stream from this morning. That'll give you a little bit more in-depth action on this exact trade I took. as well as my mindset. Why am I trading? Why am I selling? My thought process behind it. And we also have a lot of other people joining the live stream who are talking, asking questions, and commenting in our live chat. So if you want to be a part of that, you could join today, 100% free. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel. And while you're down there, smash that like button. And we'll see you as soon as tomorrow morning at market open, and you can guarantee we'll be live streaming. So I appreciate your time. Thank you. And we will see you all in tomorrow morning's live day trading session. See you all there.